Stakes race time here at Hawthorne as horses are walking into the paddock for the running of the $75,000 third chance stakes. Couple of scratches in the spot. Take out the 3 Percy and the 9 Rainy Mountain. Leaves you with a field of 7 ahead postward. But if you look at the board right now, it's a one-horse race on the board as everybody's got the money on Au revoir. And rightfully so, as this is a very talented racehorse from the barn of trainer Mickey Goldfine, this 4-year-old filly approaching $500,000 in career earnings. And she's a horse that's been good on turf, on dirt. Doesn't really matter. The distance, the sprints, is pretty much the route she wants to go. But she's made 8 starts here at Hawthorne. She's won 6 out of those 8. She was the winner of the Powerless Stakes here in the fall. And in that race, she actually rated off the pace and battled onto that victory to win by 3/4 of a length. Her last 4 starts have come on the grass. 2 of them at the fairgrounds, 1 at Keeneland, 1 at Churchill Downs. And you see the 2 races at the fairgrounds, both victories. And then even that last out at Churchill, that was a good battled effort. Was right in there late in the lane. Ended up finishing 5th. Out of that field of 10, was only beaten 3 lengths so when all was said and done. Now on the main track here at Hawthorne, Au revoir has worked well over this Hawthorne dirt, and the running style probably perfect for this field because Isabella Canatella can show some speed, Cat Attack can show some speed as well. Expect Au revoir to tuck in just behind those pace setters and then make that move in the lane, and let's see if she can take over, surpass that $500,000 in lifetime earnings and get the job done as everybody thinks she will. She sits right now as your favorite on the board at 1-9. Now, with the pace in the race, maybe the horse walking right behind her in the paddock can get in the mix as well. That's the one. That's White Lies. Chris Amy rides White Lies today for trainer Patty Miller. And White Lies comes out of the Powerless as well last fall, where she finished 4th in that race won by Au revoir. She has made the 1 start on the meet. It was against State Bred Optional Company, finishing 3rd in a race won by Isabella Canatella. Ronan, who's also in the spot, comes out of that race as well, as White Lies actually rated a little bit closer that day. It was a shorter field, though, and there wasn't nearly the pace to chase. Should have a little bit more speed to chase after in this spot. Probably settles back, but with that ground-saving trip, let's see how many horses she can pick off in the lane as she sits right now at a big price at 19-1. For third, went to the 8. This one at 17-1. That's Cat Attack. Cat Attack tucked in behind the post there, just getting saddled from the barn of trainer Michelle Boyce. Luis Colon gets the call today. And this is going to be the first start out on the year for Cat Attack. She's had success over this Hawthorne strip as well. And this is a horse that's actually been really good on the turf course, but she does have a main track victory also. Now, her last sprint effort was against that State Bred Optional Company last November. That was a 3rd place effort in there. Comes back here with a nice pattern of works leading towards the return. Should be forwardly placed in this spot. And the only question is whether or not she will have that company from Isabella Canatella up front. But if Cat Attack can scamper loose early on, might try to play a game of Catch Me If You Can, and we'll see how far she hangs around as she sits right now at 17-1. But here in the third chance stakes, we're going to look on top to the 5. That is Au revoir. We'll follow it up with the 1, White Lies, and then go to the 8, Cat Attack. In this spot, we offer win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and daily double wagering. Good luck with your selections. Horses will head out shortly here for the third chance.
Coming on the track for the featured seventh race, this is the Third Chance Stakes. They'll go 6 furlongs on a fast track. Scratch 3 per C, scratch 9 Rainy Mountain, field of 7, no rider changes. 1 White Lies carries 1 pound over. 6 Way Too Smart carries 1 pound over the program weight. Win Play Show Exacta Trifecta Superfecta. It starts the final daily double of the day, and post time is in 5 minutes. Racing fans presenting the field for our first stakes race of the year. 1 White Lies, owned by Jessamine Glander. Patty Miller trains, Chris Amy riding. Owned by Eugene Sandrowski, trained by Max Quinones, ridden by Alexander Bendezu. 2 is Ronan. 3 is Scratched, owned and trained by Jeffrey Scott Jones, ridden by Javier Tavares. 4 is Isabella Canatella. Owned by Richard Perkins, Mickey Goldfine trains. Orlando Mojica rides 5, Au revoir. Owned by Patty Macari, trained by Robert Pumpel, ridden by Corey Orm. 6, Way Too Smart. Owned and trained by John Rednauer Jr., ridden by Emmanuel Giles. 7 is Cowgirl Frankie. Owned by SD Burley Limited Partnership of Steve and Diane Holland. That's Steve and Diana Holland and Judy Dunker. Michelle Boyce trains. Luis Colon rides 8, Cat Attack. 9 is Scratch. 7 to go to the gate for the 7th. They'll be there in 4 minutes. Track fast. Moving towards the gate, less than a minute. Now they're at the starting gate for race 7 here at Hawthorne. Horses are entering the starting gate for the featured 7th. It's the Third Chance Stakes at Hawthorne. Loading up. Last two to go in will be Au revoir and Cat Attack. Still waiting for the current favorite, Au revoir. She's moving in. Cat Attack will be the last to load. Now they're all in the gate. They're off. Slow start for Cowgirl Frankie. She spotted the field 5 lengths. Isabella Canatella going out for the lead. Moving up alongside her is Cat Attack. Now these two dispute the early issue. It's a 3-length gap to the heavy favorite, Au revoir. Coming away fourth, White Lies. Up on the outside, Way Too Smart. Ronan is next, and far back to Cowgirl Frankie. Less than a half mile to go as they move around the far turn. Cat Attack has the lead. Au revoir now picks up the chase second. Isabella Canatella had to steady there and lost a bit of ground. It's a 6-length gap to White Lies. And then on the inside of that one, Ronan, followed up by Way Too Smart. Cowgirl Frankie still at the end. They turn for home in the Third Chance Stakes. And here comes Au revoir coming off the turn to take the lead. Quickly drawing clear by 5, now by 6. Isabella Canatella, the gray out in the center, is closing ground. Then in between horses, White Light, Cat Attack retreating down along the rail. Ronan's closing ground. A 16th to go. It's Au revoir, the leader, with Ronan closing on the inside. Second coming to the wire. Au revoir is going to win it by about 5.5 in the end. Ronan second, White Lies third, Cowgirl Frankie fourth. The 2023 Third Chance Stakes at Hawthorne goes to Au revoir, Orlando Mojica. In today's featured 7th race, the Third Chance Stakes 5. Au revoir finished first. 2 Ronan was second. 1 White Lies finished third. 7 Cowgirl Frankie fourth. 5217 is posted. It's unofficial. 109.62 the running time. Now returning the unofficial winner, 5 Au revoir, owned by Richard Perkins, trained by Mickey Goldfine, ridden today by Orlando Mojica. Au revoir is an Illinois foaled 4-year-old filly by Shackelford of the Kittens. Joy Mare loved this kitten. Au revoir was bred in Illinois by her owner, Richard Perkins. 5217 is now posted official. Making the trophy presentation to the winning connections representing Hawthorne, General Manager John Walsh. The featured 7th race, the Third Chance Stakes, official running time 109.62. More in a moment from the winner's circle, Jim Miller.
Down in the winner's circle with winning jockey Orlando Mojica aboard Au revoir. This is a horse that we know has had a lot of success here in Chicago, a very talented racehorse. Did everything kind of set up the way you were planning today?
Oh, perfect. You know, I had a good trip. You know, I mean, it was a little slow today, but I put it behind the horses in front. I have a lot of horse, you know, I mean, he's driving me all the way, you know.
And looking at kind of how things unfolded, especially with a couple of scratches in the race, may have had to change the pace complexion a little bit, but was that the plan, just kind of try to sit behind somebody at least early on?
Oh yeah, sorry, you know, like I'm trying to ride relax. I know I have the best horse. I know with the couple of scratches it's gonna be different story. But you know, I have a lot of horse. You know, I never had it one time, or I keep it still, you know.
I'll tell you, everything worked out perfectly. Congratulations, Orlando.
Thank you so much.
Orlando Mojica, winning jock aboard Au revoir.